So guys, I made a video about this before, that Teofimo I feel is too green. I think Lomachenko is a different class to Teofimo Lopez, and actually Teofimo's got quite a few fans. A lot of fans have come out here and said they feel Teofimo's going to knock him out. Lomachenko has to win this fight. He has to win this fight. You know, that would really taint his legacy if he loses to someone like Lopez. I don't care how big Lopez is. Lomachenko, with all the amateur experience he's got and what we think of him as a fighter, he needs to win this fight. There's a lot of pressure. Every time when you're Lomachenko, there's a lot of pressure. And people might say, well, oh, I'm being too hard on him. No, when you're Lomachenko, it is hard. You know, when you're being compared to the all-time greats, it is hard. It's not easy. It's not easy when you're being compared to Ali, Pacquiao, Mayweather, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. It's not easy. It's hard because those guys did amazing things. Those guys did legendary things. Those guys did iconic things. That's why we remember them like we do. So if Lomachenko was to lose to someone like Lopez, yes, it would hurt his legacy a lot. Yes, it would hurt it a lot. And people might say, well, when Ali lost to Spinks, did it hurt his legacy? When Pacquiao lost to... No, but look at what those guys achieved. They've achieved more than Lomachenko as a pro. And they're going to have achieved more than him by the time Lomachenko finishes his career. Because Lomachenko is not looking to stay that long. And also, he set his stall out. There's only so many more big fights Lomachenko can have in the weight classes that he wants to fight at. And what you got to understand is Lomachenko is going to be favorite in all the fights that he's going to fight from now on in the weight classes that he's operating at. Those guys, Pacquiao, Ali, Duran, Leonard, they all won fights that they weren't expected to win. That's why they became such iconic figures in boxing. Lomachenko is winning fights that he's supposed to win. Do you understand? This is why I was pushing the Pacquiao fight, because it was an opportunity for Lomachenko. Even though I didn't think Lomachenko would win, in my opinion, it was an opportunity for Lomachenko to prove his greatness by beating people that he wasn't expected to beat. Listen, the Ramirez, even though I think he would be a favorite in the Ramirez and Taylor winner, I think he'd probably be a favorite, but that would be an unbelievable win, because he'd become undisputed champion, right, at the weight at 140 pounds. And I think that would be a dangerous fight because of those guys are big and strong, and that to me would be something special, you know. But Lomachenko, again, but then you can say that's not Lomachenko's fault for being that good in around 3 weight classes where no one can beat him. Yes, that's true. He is that good. But there are fights that he can have where he can prove his greatness further, like Taylor and Ramirez, like a Pacquiao. The Pacquiao fight was the reason why that's the only fight that I would say Lomachenko can have, because Lomachenko can't fight Spence, he can't fight Thurman, he can't fight guys like that. They're too big. They're too big. But he could fight Pacquiao. And that fight he'd probably be underdog in. But he never ever pushed that narrative. He never really called out Pacquiao, wanted that fight desperately. But even the Taylor Ramirez fight, he's already said he's not going to move up to, past 135. So in my opinion, Teofimo Lopez is a fight that he can't afford to mess up in. He's got to win that fight, because otherwise it will taint his legacy. It will taint his legacy, and I think he will win. I think he will beat Lopez. I think Lopez is a good fighter, but I think Lomachenko is too good, and I actually think Lomachenko may stop him. If I'm honest, I think he may stop him. Because I think what Lopez is going to do, Lopez is going to go in there, and if he's not getting the knockout, finding the knockout shot, he's gonna go reckless, and I think that's when Lomachenko is gonna pounce. You know, people say about granite chin. A granite chin's only granite if it's not getting hit. You know, if he's getting hit constantly, you're getting worn down, and eventually you'll get taken out. I think that's what's gonna happen. But let's see. I think Lomachenko will stop Teofimo Lopez. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. So guys, what's going on? FA Jagba starts Razvan Kozano. I think Razvan Kozano is a guy that comes in against top level fighters and gets beat. I think Razvan Kozano got knocked out by Daniel Dubois, and now he's been knocked out by FA Jagba. Jagba's a good fighter. I know Jagba in his last fight, I think it was the last fight before Kozano, was knocked down and hurt. But Jagba can fight. Jagba can fight. Jagba's a very good fighter. He's very strong, very big, and I'm very excited to see how Jagba can get on. I think Jagba's probably, after Daniel Dubois, he's probably the brightest prospect in the heavyweight division. I think Dubois for me is now past the prospect stage. I wouldn't be surprised in a year's time Dubois is ready to be fighting all the top level guys. But I do think FA Jagba will also be there sometime soon. I think Jagba's a very good fighter. Very good fighter. Very strong, very big. And he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. Again, I would favor Jagba to beat Konaki, Helenius, Martin, all of these, Brazil. I would favor Jagba to beat all of them, if I'm honest. And I think Jagba could probably... Jagba's already come out and said that he wants to be put in some hard fights. So I think maybe a fight with... Not hard. I think he shouldn't be put in hard fights. I think he should be put in fights with guys like Brazil, Konaki, Helenius, because I think he beats them. I think he beats them, and I think there'll be good learning fights for him. I think Helenius' fight is a brilliant fight. I think he beats Helenius. Then he'll be ready for another big step up. So I think Jagba's ready. I think it's time to take off the stabilizers and see how good FA Jagba is. I think he's the real deal. I know he got dropped in his last fight, and that probably... His handlers probably got a little worried that, oh, we need to keep the stabilizers on a bit longer. But, you know, sometimes that can happen. I think we need to see him in there with someone a bit advanced now. I think a Robert Helenius fight makes sense. Let's not forget Helenius. You know, if a Jagba is what we think he is, he should beat Helenius quite comfortably. If I'm honest, let's be real. Helenius, you know, has never been a world beater in at any point in his career, as far as I'm concerned. And I just think a Jagba, if he's the man that we think he is, I think he should easily beat Robert Helenius. So I think let's see what happens with a Jagba. Even a fight with Jagba and Daniel Dubois, I think Dubois beats him. And I think a Dubois is a bit more advanced than FA Jagba right now. I think he's in a different place. I think also if Dubois is fighting better competition, he's fighting Joe Joyce. I think Dubois has more confidence in himself. And if he beats Joe Joyce, then I think, you know, Dubois' confidence will go through the roof. And I think a fight with a Jagba then is not realistic, because Dubois might look at the fight with a Jagba a step back. And I think Dubois will, if he beats Joyce, will be looking at bigger things to fry. He'll be looking at bigger fish to fry. So I do think that this next fight that Dubois has, I would just love to see that fight. I think that's a future fight. Dubois and a Jagba could be a dynamite fight. But what do you guys think of a Jagba's performance? How good do you think a Jagba is? Do you think a Jagba is going to go all the way? What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. So guys, what's going on? Guys, Floyd Mayweather's come to the UK and he's made some interesting comments. He's even trolled Amir Khan. He trolled Amir Khan, saying that, you know, we all saw what I did with Canelo and we all saw what Amir Khan did with Canelo. One thing I want to put out there, Floyd Mayweather is a different kettle of fish to Amir Khan. You know, Amir Khan can't do what Floyd Mayweather can do. You know, Floyd Mayweather is a defensive genius. He's a different level fighter to Amir Khan. One thing I will say is that Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez when he brought him down, you know, to 150 or whatever. He drained Canelo. Canelo was young, green, not as peak at that time. Amir Khan went up to 155. Canelo probably ballooned up. Canelo had all the advantages. That's not to say that Canelo wouldn't have beaten Khan anyway, and Floyd wouldn't have been able to beat Canelo, because Floyd's a different kettle of fish. But one thing you've got to understand, that Floyd fought a Canelo that wasn't in his prime. Amir Khan fought a Canelo that was in his prime, and I don't even think Amir Khan was in his prime at that point. You know, Amir Khan had been inactive. His last fight before the Canelo fight was an Algieri fight that was a year ago. And in that Algieri fight, he didn't even look that great. So I don't know whether, and I don't think Amir Khan at that point was active, and I don't think he was what he was a couple of years before that. because a couple of years before that was when Amir Khan was in his prime. And also, I just think Canelo was too big and too good for Amir Khan at that point, or at any point. You know, Canelo was just too big. I think Floyd Mayweather had a style that could beat anyone just because of the way he was and defensive, the fact that you couldn't hit him. But one thing I will say about Floyd Mayweather, he's been consistently... He's always loved to take digs at Amir Khan. And the reason why he takes digs at Amir Khan, and he spoke about Nassim Hamed, he spoke about Kell Brook. He gave Kell Brook a lot of props and a lot of credit. And then he goes, last but not least, Amir Khan. We all know that Floyd Mayweather and Amir Khan had history. But one thing I will say, Floyd Mayweather really respects Khan. Irrespective of what any of you guys are going to say in the comment section, Floyd Mayweather has a lot of respect for Amir Khan. Floyd Mayweather actually rates Amir Khan as a fighter more than a lot of you guys rate him. And you can tell the way he speaks. When you're constantly taking digs at someone, right? Generally, right? Because they don't have like a hatred towards one another. Floyd Mayweather doesn't hate Amir Khan. In my opinion, he's got a lot of respect for him, and he knows he was a great fighter. Not just that, there was a lot of people, I'm talking a lot of credible people. Roy Jones thought Amir Khan could beat Floyd Mayweather. Nigel Benn said that he thought Amir Khan would beat Floyd Mayweather. Paulie Malignaggi thought that Amir Khan would beat Floyd Mayweather. You know, there was many guys at that time, and all of these names that I've taken, three, I'm talking about top names in boxing. Roy Jones, one of the greatest fighters ever. Nigel Benn, a great super middleweight fighter. Paulie Malignaggi, one of the best analysts and commentators today, in my opinion. Right? I'm taking three names that thought, and there was many others that thought that Amir Khan could give Floyd Mayweather a lot of trouble. And I think Floyd Mayweather himself thought that Amir Khan could give him trouble. And I think that's why that didn't happen, because he decided to fight Madonna when Amir Khan had beaten Madonna. That fight, and he fought Madonna twice, but a fight with Khan never materialized. I don't know why. You know, it didn't make sense at that point. But let's not forget, it is Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather is 50-0 for a reason. He beat everybody. Although those people thought that, you know, Amir Khan could beat Floyd Mayweather, I've now got to the point where I say that until Floyd Mayweather is beaten, I'm not going to believe it. And actually now, even if he was beaten, I still wouldn't believe it, because I know that he's way past his best. I'm talking, he would have had to be beaten in his prime for me to say, you know what, he's got beat, because I think to beat Floyd Mayweather is very difficult. The guy's a genius, as far as I'm concerned, and he was a genius. You know, to fight that many great fighters and beat them all says a lot about Floyd Mayweather. But leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think about what Floyd had to say about Amir Khan. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. There was a UFC fight yesterday between two women. Now, this UFC fight was probably one of the best fights ever, maybe in UFC history. It was between two women at the strawweight division in the UFC. Willie Zhang v. Joanna Jedrzejczyk. I don't know how to say it, but I saw it on BT Sport. I'm telling you, that was one of the most brutal fights I've seen. Oh my God, it was toe to toe. The punches and the kicks were bouncing on these guys' chin. Oh, so not guys, sorry, women's chins. It's probably one of the best women's fight I've ever seen. These two women deserve utmost respect. Wow, I can't believe how great the fight was. Literally, it was like, I saw the highlights, right? And all I can say is you got to take your hat off. You got to take your hat off, and full respect to these women for putting it on the line. You know, one of the women had her whole forehead swollen. Like, it looked horrible. Like I said, I hope these women got paid good money, because they deserve it. Trust me, they deserve getting paid a heap of money, because they took some punishment in there. Honestly, they took some punishment in there. One of them they all had their bloody nose, swollen faces. You know, Joe Rogan in commentary said that the women put it on the line. Not just put it on the line. When they came out after the final bell, you couldn't recognize them. Their face had completely changed. They had taken so much punishment. Their face was so swollen. They were unrecognizable. Couldn't recognize them. If you weren't there, didn't see the fight, and you saw them after the fight, you might have struggled to recognize them. It was gruesome. Both took punishment, and that was a great advert for UFC sport. The UFC. And who's to say that women? A lot of people talk bad about women. Some women, or I would say a lot of women, right, can fight. And I've actually started love watching women's boxing, women's UFC. Women's UFC has always been great. I think women's UFC alongside women's tennis is up there with men's sport. There's no doubt about it. I love watching it. Women's tennis and women's UFC. And I would say women's boxing now is getting up there. Not just that, I think there's other sports that women are starting to slowly make their way and become more. I think viewership's increasing because the women are getting better and better, especially in these sports. They're top notch. Some of them, Amanda Nunes. What a fighter she is. And I think massive respect to these two, because apparently the main event, Israel Adesanya v. Yoel Romero, was quite a stinker. And this one really made up for that. What a fight. What a fight. All I can do is clap for the two women, because it was an unbelievable fight, and they put it on the line. Like I said, I hope they got paid well. Because they deserve every single penny of the way they fought. They fought like lions. Honestly, back and forth, non-stop. Brilliant performance by both women. Massive respect to both of them. Leave your thoughts, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.